Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with a quick Baby Rayge account update as I've now officially hit level 75. So tons going on, but I mean, unfortunately, I haven't really had a chance to dive into this account specifically, but I have been using the campaign nodes just to farm as much energy per day as I can, and that's how I've been able to get this far. So as you guys can see, level 75 right now, 1.3 million, and lots to talk about in terms of the roster progression and who has made a meaningful difference really in my progression. But you know, actually being very free to play friendly and casual in this account, no money spent. It didn't take too long to actually get to level 75, guys. So if you're dedicated for pretty much half the year, you can pretty much get it. Keep in mind, I did miss days of a streak and so forth, so it did take up time. But once you get back on the daily streak, yeah, you can expect a little bit less than half a year to get to level 75, which I consider to be very well the mid game of the account progression. So that said, guys, you know, really what has changed overall in my account? Well, I mean, first and foremost, you know, with this account now, it has had a few times already to run through several scourges. I did want to focus on some characters, but as well, what I'm planning to make in the future here, guys, and unfortunately don't have this available yet, but with level 75, the new difficulties of Heroes Assemble difficulty hard, as well as Villains United are now officially available. So I know I wasn't able to make videos on this previously in my main account just because with this being a lower level ranking and all my characters being ranked higher, it's gonna be really smooth and fun to make some videos on this. So I'm looking forward to that. Aside from that, from the campaign side, I mean, just business as usual, honestly. We've gotten all the way to the end of Nexus Mystic Forces Chapter 3, and I am working my way through heroes as well as villains. To be honest, just haven't attempted it. I'm sure I can do it with my account, but just haven't finished it up. That way I can start making some Doom Chapter videos too. So that's really the game plan, guys. I mean, other than that, my main involvement in this account really has been the EXP. Raids, not so much, but what I will say is when you're at this point where you're able to, you know, get some free attacks and attempts, make sure you guys are doing that, so that way you are getting the rewards, right? So for instance, my guys aren't that strong yet, and I'll go through that a little bit further more, but they're not that strong, so just make sure you guys are doing the attempts. It's nice that we have the sim raids right now. Once you're actually involved in the raid, you do get rewarded for the payout, right? So as you can see, I don't really care about winning. It's more so just making sure I get my attempts in. That way you can hit your daily objective as well. So that's it, guys. You know, I did want to spend the bulk of this video actually just talking about some of the best characters that I've really kind of seen progress in my account progress, but as well just who's been meaningful and who's been impactful, really pushing me through. And I did set myself a limit as well. You can see here as I scroll down and show you some of the characters in my team. The most I've brought them to is level 65. There's a good reason for that. The exception here has only been one single character, but the reason I've stopped leveling the majority of my characters at level 65 and gear tier level 9 is it's a really good benchmark to determine when you should take that character higher. But as well, I also wanted to be mindful of some of the videos and guides I'm making that I didn't push them too high. So that's why, you know, you will see characters like Shang-Chi where he's level 65, gear tier 11, but I haven't even ranked up his yellow star because I know in the past when I've made videos, some folks do comment that, you know, hey Rayge, this is a higher yellow star than what we typically have in our roster, and so I want to be mindful of that. I want to make sure it's going to be fair when I make these guides for you, and as well taking into consideration of the lower yellow stars, but as well lower gear tier levels as I try to formulate some strategies and you know, at least bring you guys the best value for what can be a strategic guide. So that said, guys, as I noted earlier, there's two characters that really kind of stand out in my roster right now aside from all of them. First and foremost, I cannot preach enough about Baron Zemo. He's the only character I've brought beyond level 65 because you absolutely need it for that progression to get through the initial villain chapter for chapter 7, 7.1 to 7.3. Now, you can see here, I didn't even need to bring him to gear tier level 13. That was a point I wanted to show in my videos. But I mean, I made the first one. I still need to finish the other two. But I mean, regardless, you can see my progress here. He alone, with the combination of his fellow members like Crossbones, as well as Winter Soldier, can get the job done. As you can see here, it wasn't perfect, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is a big bottleneck in the game where you have to either choose to invest in other AIM or Sinister Six allies, and or you can get the job done with Baron Zemo and his fellow Hydra. So I mean, it's really not a big deal there. The other notable exception, guys, is a 7 yellow Spider Weaver. So if you recall, there was an error a few months back where everyone was pretty much awarded a Spider Weaver if you just claimed her through the Strike Pass. We know that she's going to be required for Apocalypse now going forward. So just having access to such a character, knowing we can build her up all the way, is huge. So guys, those two really are the notable additions in my roster since. But because of that, I also wanted to segue to some of the legendary discussions that I have now officially in my roster. So even with half the year in, we have 2 legendary Horsemen actually unlocked. And you can see here, Hulk. A Red Hulk is not too far away. You know, I've only was able to partake in one of the Scourges. Unfortunately, I didn't hit 100k in the very first one, so I didn't get the 40 shards. But you can see, even within half a year, we got a Legendary Horseman in both Morgan Le Fay and a Rogue unlocked. So that is absolutely huge, guys. Just to kind of showcase for you that you don't need a really built deep roster in your roster to be able to unlock these characters. Over time, if you're able to partake in the event, minimum of 40 shards, you're still able to unlock these legendary horsemen over time. And in the long run, obviously, unlock Apocalypse. You can even see that I have 40 shards of Archangel as well, with his Scourge upcoming soon as well. So yeah, definitely very possible, guys. As you can see, there's a lot of legendaries I haven't unlocked, but again, I made a guided video on the legendaries that do matter in this game, and this is why it's going to bring me the most value. Having such powerful characters early in my progression is going to be very meaningful for the account, and these ones should be the ones you should focus on, guys. Aside from that, I've commented before and over on how important Shuri is. Absolutely got to unlock her ASAP, just because not only is she one of the most easily available legendaries in the game, just the value that she brings early, the value that she can assist with the progression in the mid game, but as well, she definitely 100% now has a really good end game value, being a Wakandan and a War Dog, so she can be involved in both Crucible as well as the War meta. So absolutely huge, guys. Just a very versatile legendary character, and so I absolutely, you know, highly recommend. And as you can see, I just have a boatload of characters I just didn't need to unlock yet, because to be quite frank, I just don't really need them. So that's where it is right now. I'm not really involved in War and Arena at this point. I'm doing the best I can when I can with this account, but again, very casual, able to unlock such powerful characters. The other notable comment, guys, is strong mentions of characters that actually really help with my progression. Shang-Chi, without a doubt, you know, just one of the best slotting characters in the game. You got to bring him up. He's available with Blitz, easy to farm, and his skill kit is just so good. Huge end game value as well early game, and unlocking a lot of the initial heroes chapters. Kestro, now that we got her confirmation that she is also required as part of Apocalypse, it really does make sense to make the most out of her. Bring her up along with Spider Weaver and Deathpool if you can. Those ones are absolutely huge, especially knowing their value in the end game with the unlock, but as well being very strong slotting characters. And then next up, I also wanted to talk about Squirrel Girl. You know, we don't have a lot of healers in the game, and the emphasis, that's why, you know, Shuri gets a lot of credit because of that legendary aspect focus on healing. But if you guys are able to get your hands on Squirrel Girl early, available in the next 6 chapters, just her sustainability, what she can bring to you in all characters and teams, she's a great slotting character. And we've also got some great reworks in the past now with the Wave 1, so I did want to strongly mention as well, you know, characters like Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, all of them being part of that Wave 1, all of them now being part of some sort of endgame aspect, whether it be involved in Scourges or a required Apocalypse team such as Gamma with Hulk here. I mean, that's just huge value now, guys. So really, that's what's changed my account. I've been bringing a lot of the majority of these characters up to level 65, gear tier level 9 or 10, and being involved in the campaign chapters, because that should be the focus when you're early in the game. But as well, make sure you guys, if you are involved in Alliance, make sure you guys are doing your raids, because like I said earlier, at least partaking in the events, making sure that you're claiming rewards is going to help with your future progression. So there you guys have it, a quick sneak peek of my level 70 to 75 progression. That's what's changed so far. 2 legendary horsemen added. I'm aiming for Red Hulk and Archangel next, but I mean, yeah, it's great to see the progression in this account, guys, especially when I'm only logging in once per day and able to get this far. So just goes to show you, there's been a lot of new catch-up mechanics that's been added, which has been absolutely huge. And a big shout out, obviously, to the Cosmic Crucible store. Even if you guys are able to just partake and get the credits, having characters like Gambit here, having characters like Hulkbuster and Abomination, very involved in the end game. Absolutely huge, guys. So I hope these quick tips and tricks help you and show you kind of at least where I'm sitting in my baby Rayge alternate account. Thank you as always. Do appreciate checking my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.